man. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Jones and boo him or whatever the reason is. Everybody has a different weird reason on why they're not a fan of Jones. But I don't care if you like him or don't like him. You got to respect him, man. And what he's been able to accomplish. It's like even tonight breaking the record for most title defenses. You know, and it's going to sound like I'm taking a shot at dummy, but I'm not. He went through murderer's row. Jones did. Jones went through the opposition that Jones went through to win that title and defend that title does not even compare to the record that he broke tonight. You know, and you know the heart that he displayed tonight. The chin. This guy's got heart, chin. I mean, he's got it all. To get busted up in those first 2 rounds and then come on the way that he did at the end of the fight. He's a special fighter, man. He's a special fighter. People are like, Jon Jones is fighting who? Monday they'll be saying, holy shit, you know, Gustafsson is awesome. We want to see the rematch or whatever it's going to be. We think he won. It's one of those unfortunate things where you know, they're all hurting and they wanted that belt, but their stock went through the roof tonight. Every time we go over to Sweden, the events are big, you know, and Gustafsson is usually on the card, and I'm sure it was crazy there tonight.
And would you consider putting this fight on in Sweden if they had a rematch in a stadium, because it could be that big?
They asked me that a million times tonight. I just don't know. I don't know. It takes a superhuman on both sides to do what they did tonight for 5 rounds, just pounding each other and to keep going. And you know, the doctor wants to stop the fight, and Jones pleads him not to stop the fight. He wants his 5th round, and you know, and go out there and perform the way that he did, and then literally walk straight out of the octagon and into an ambulance. Where I was sitting, people were going crazy, you know, and so was I, and everybody was jumping up and down and yelling. I just lost all sense of what was going on over there.
Okay. And then the other question is, you know, the sense of Jon has always been that he's been so much more talented than guys. But now tonight, maybe, do you think that he put end to the rest, that he's not a tough guy, that, you know, Jon Jones may be one of the toughest guys out there, as well as one of the most talented?
Jon Jones has displayed nothing but heart, toughness, skill, you know, and unbelievable talent since the day he walked into the UFC. What he did to, like I said, this is a guy, again, not getting credit for what he's accomplished, who had walked through murderer's row to get that belt and continued through those same types of people in every defense of the title. Nobody's ever in the history of the heavyweight championship, light heavyweight championship, nobody's ever faced the opponents. Not Tito, not Chuck Liddell, nobody. I love Stephan Bonnar. Stephan Bonnar is one of the guys who helped us get here. To compare Stephan Bonnar to Alex Gustafsson is not right. It's just not right. Yeah, we got to see how these guys both feel, what's wrong, if anything's wrong with them, you know, and then go from there. Like I said, when you see 2 guys get busted up like they did tonight, they don't even want to talk about fighting for a few weeks. You know, it's the last thing you want to talk about. You got to let them heal up, go home, spend some time with their family, and start to get that itch again, and then they'll be ready to talk.
Well, if it plays out the way you want to see it, it's the rematch.
I don't know. We'll see. You guys gonna write? Yeah, Dana said he wants the rematch. That's what he. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying yes, people probably want to see it. It would make sense. Maybe it could happen, but not even close. I'm not in any way remotely saying that's next.
I wish Matt and I were that smart where we did hype this fight this big and thought of this whole plan. Oh man, I really didn't like the guy leading up to this fight. I thought I was going to whoop his ass at weigh-ins. Dana had to jump in, so that was all real. When I have it, I know I have it, so I was just going to hold on. I thought he was out before that. I even told Dan, I was like, he's out. And I think Mitrione put a thumb up or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't remember. And then, so I just gripped tighter and he went to sleep, so it was a good night for me. I mean, whatever Matt did, I was just ready for. I just felt like he was out of his league, and it was like his punches and everything was in slow motion, so it was just a matter of time.
Barao he's one of the best in the world, you know, as Dana said, he's a beast, and I think that showed me that I belong in there with the best in the world, and I'm right in the place where I need to be, and you know, it's a confidence booster being in there with somebody who's #1 in your weight class and possibly winning the first round.
A lot in my camp, the spinning back kick, and my corner now under by the names were kept on shouting, throw the spinning back kick, throw the spinning back kick. So I threw a jab, and then I saw the opening, said no style, and bang.
gym. I knew he was going to come out. He had some pretty cool tricks in the first round. Some of that cool, that dragon tail sweep was pretty cool. I always thought about doing that to somebody, and it happens to me. But, you know, I knew he was going to swing. He left himself open, and I was just looking for that window, and there it was. So.
You got some praise for your grappling tonight. Was that a priority going in to show that you're a well-rounded guy, or did it just play out that way?
Yeah, you know, I'm always working on my grappling, my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu, but everybody looks at me as a striker, and I just wanted to kind of showcase some of my wrestling today. It was there, so I took it. You know, my second fight in the UFC, I fought Matt Brown, who's doing awesome right now. I mean, I'm cheering him on. He's doing a great job, and he's the only thing on my mind right now, man. I mean, you know, he's my only loss since I've been in the fight game, so I got to work my way up and see if we can do it again. I think we put on a good show that night, and I think we can do it again.
Quick, a fight like the Mayweather-Canelo fight is a fight that sets the bar. You know, one of these perfect storms in combat sports, and especially in boxing, where everything comes together and you realize how big the right fight can really be. And with the exception of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, it was flawless. It was unbelievable. You know, it's hard to compare guys to Floyd. Floyd's just such a different animal. I mean, the guy hasn't lost. I mean, the closest thing to him right now is this kid. This kid hasn't lost in 8 years. You know, Floyd hasn't lost in 17 years. You know how hard it is to go 8 years undefeated? I mean, seriously, think about that. He doesn't get enough credit for the record he has and what this guy is capable of doing. And it's not just like he's undefeated and he goes to a decision and outpoints you. This dude fucking destroys you. You know what I mean? 8 years, over 8 years now, 21 fights in a row. That is impressive in this sport.